now to get started.
Hey guys, Jalen from TeamBurningInfinitey. You guys know Buddyfight deck profile. This time we got Devlon with his Linkdragon order.
The newest deck in the brand new meta. Yep. For sure. Alright. Let's get straight into it. So, of course, you got the flag, because you know, ancient world. Gotta rock it. The buddy I play is Thunder X Agito. His stats is a 623. Call cost of pay 2 gauge for top card of Deck to the Soul. He has Soul Guard and Natural Penetrate, which people still miss that penetrate. I'm like, okay, watch when it happens. He has D-Share and his D ability. Oh, if you're wondering, D-Share is a brand new ability for all you new players out there, where you can share the D ability out here or receive it from another monster as long as it has the D-Share wording on it. So basically, D-Share is like giving others and receiving abilities from others. So now every monster in the field can have like multiple abilities with each other, multiple same abilities with each other. So I'm only going to explain this once. So when I get to the rest of the deck, I'm not going to say D-Share. Everything has D-Share. But I will explain the D abilities with the Gito. Whenever you attack, he gets double attack. So basically, whenever anything on my field attacks, they will gain the double attack ability. So pretty solid. This is pretty beastly card. This card does a lot of damage out. This card allows for a lot of damage output, and you'll see what I mean. Starting off with the side zero lineup, we got 4 copies of Quick Wit Sumasaki. I don't understand why people are playing like 2 or 3 copies of this. This has to be a 4. This card is your resource gain. Especially if you're facing something like Punks, you need that resource gain. You need to make sure to get the resource back. So what he does is, he can only recall if I have something with D-Share on the board. And when he enters the field, I get engaged and draw a card, which is really nice. And it's not once a turn, so I can just keep calling him like boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
boom.
welcome to Ace, no once per turn.
Yeah, that's basically mostly everything. Guard Cat, right? Threat to threat, let's go. Alright. And his D ability is during my opponent's turn, he gets plus 3k defense. So he basically turns anything that I have in the center into a wall. Mainly the size 3 I play, which is King Agito. So yeah, pretty solid card. Staple 4 in any Linkdragon deck, in my opinion. Next up, we're gonna start with the size 1 lineup. Start with the only one of size 1 I have is TD Foil Agito. This is head of Linkdragon order Agito. He's a 5/2/1 size 1 with the call cost of pay 1 gauge. And his D ability is whenever he attacks, the card gains penetrate. So he's a nice, good penetrate option for anything that tries to wall me or play something in the center or has a move, wants to move to the center. So really nice for that, get that nice penetrate damage in. Next up, we got 2 copies of Heavy Striker Kaina, or like what I like to call him, Baki the Grappler. This man looks like Baki the Grappler. He's a 3/1/1. With his D ability is he gets a critical +1. So if I have, let's say I have multiple of these on the field, he's one of those D abilities where it can stack. And by stack I mean like Quick Wit Sumasaki is the same thing. Like if I have multiple copies of the card on the board or such and such, the D ability will stack. So if I had 2 of them on board, they would get +2 crits to everything, which is crazy. So we got 2 of these guys for that, and he's really there. He's basically there for that aggro damage output, which I like. So we got 2 copies of him. Next up, we got 2 copies of Resolute Hirate. He is a really amazing card. He's a 3/2/1. He has 2 abilities actually. Some of these D-Share monsters have their own little abilities to himself. His first ability is whenever he attacks, he can give critical +1 to another Linkdragon order card in the field. And his D ability is he cannot be rested or he cannot be bounced. So he allows me to have protection from rest cards, bounce cards, any of that stuff, which is amazing. So yeah. And combined with the buddy, he can have double attack to give +2 crit to something, which is nice. Or +1 crit to 2 separate cards or whatever you like to do. So really, really amazing. So again, good for that damage output. Next up, we got 2 copies of promo. Honestly speaking, I'm not gonna lie, I thought we was never getting this because you know how bushy are with promos. They coming from Japan, but we get them like 5 months to a year later. Now we finally got it. Oh no, nah, they want to give us this on the first set. I like that. Yobushi, respect. Now bring in strongest mentality so I can play God Punks. So he's a 4-1-1, size 1. What he does is when he enters the field, so I have 3 more Linkdragon order on the board, I blow up my opponent's field of monsters. So basically he's a Dragon's Breath or a Demon Lord's Dragon Blast for free. And yes, people are mad about that. His D ability is I may pay 2 life. If I do, I draw a card, which is amazing. So he is really good for that draw power. So again, the resource game is really, really good with this deck. So next up, we got 2 copies of Keen Air Jason. He's a 3/2/1. He has 2 abilities. His first one being whenever he enters the field, I get a gauge. And his second, and his D ability is my cards cannot be destroyed by my opponent's card effects. So he's really, really good against a lot of things that have a lot of good destruction. Like, you know, God Punk's got that junk wheel, which is that destruction spell. Astro Dragon's got that double rare spell that destroys 3 cards. Dragon's got guard breaks. Kill my item. Nope, not kill my item. So he's really, really solid. I played 2 of them. Mostly put him in the Soul King of Guido. Next up, we got 3 of the most hated card in this whole game. The most hated card in this whole game, Loaded Harahara.
Me so hungry.
Yes, there you go. So his D ability is whenever you attack, you gain 2 life, and then it stacks, which is ridiculous and stupid. Bushi, why you make this card?
And y'all thought TE was a problem.
Hooray.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yo.
So 4/1/4, and I already said the ability. So if I have 3 of these on board, I'm gaining 6 life when I attack. So. And then last size 1, of course, you got 4 copies of the Buddy, because it is the Buddy. So, whoop. I have nothing to really say about him except this is a secret rare art and this is the Buddy rare art, whatever. I don't care. And it's for the Buddy. So that's all for the size 1s. Getting into the only size we are playing the deck: Spyro, Thunder Axe King, Agito. He's a 7/7, size 3. Call cost is put up to a total of 6. People, you gotta understand, it's up to 6. You could put 1 in the soul if you want. I mean, that would be bad. You could put up 2, you could put 3, you could put 4, 5, 6. Put as long as it hits from 1 to 6, you can put it into the, okay, 0 to 6, you can put it in soul. So you can play them without no soul. No, I don't know why you're playing them with no soul, but I don't care. So yeah, put up to a total of 6 Linkdragon order monsters from the field, and Linkdragon order from drop. So in order to get the item into it, so we gotta have it from drop. So he has Spyro D-Share, which is a pretty special D-Share by the way. He's allowed to gain all the D abilities of everything that goes into his soul. So basically, like I said earlier, all these size 1s I showed earlier can basically just stack them all to the soul, and he gets a lot of abilities that pumps him up into a broken monster.
Called riding is you know what.
Yes. And he has natural silver, and his D ability is his soul cannot be removed, which is really, really nice. Bushi, I like that. So now people can use cheeky cards like Loyalty to remove my soul, or remove, or any crazy cards that remove soul like crazy. Alright. So for the monster lineup, into the spells. Starting things off, we got 2 copies of 30 Dragon Strike. It's a really good, pretty solid card. It helps set up for King of Guido. It helps me with some Gauge Excel as well, or you can set up my drop zone for a certain spell I play in my deck that I'll show you later on. But other than that, it's a pretty solid card. It's really nice. It's not once per turn. I don't know why it's not once per turn, but whatever. I'll take it. I don't mind setting up my drop. Next up, we got 2 copies of Linkdragon Orders Links. So cast cost is mill top 2. I can choose and use one of the following 2 abilities. I could rather counter gain 3 gauge and 1 life, or counter destroy a monster on my opponent on the field. My opponent's field, on the field in general. So if my opponent has penetrate, I can just kill one of my own monsters to basically dodge the penetrate if I feel like it.
Only 2. I'd rather play 3. Squad.
Next up, I play 2 copies of Linkdragon Orders Oath. This is the secret pack card that basically is Ocean Chief Spirit at this point. Pay 2 gauge, and I use one of the following 2. I could rather give all cards of D-Share plus 10,000 power and an extra crit, or I can counter stand all D-Share cards in my field. I mostly use it for the second effect, just to go in for the extra damage before I impact them or anything like that. So.
And it's spoils. Conquer the Jaeger. Spoils.
I mean, it's a secret, of course. Next up, we got, starting off with the draw spells, we got the Dynamic Duo, Dragon Emperor Legend, and Divine Dragon Creation. We all know what this card does. If you're new to the game, I'm sorry, I'm not explaining these. If you're new to the game, I'm not explaining this. Just know that these are the Dynamic Duo. You will learn about them in the future if you go on a wiki or anything. Next up, we got my favorite spell in this deck. 4 copies of Linkdragon Order's Hunt. Pay 1 gauge. I gain 1 life and draw a card for every monster with D share on my board. So basically, if I have a full board, I gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Basically, Fire is old. But not as
You
good.
mean Warlord Sword?
But better.
Warlord Sword can draw up to fucking 6 cards.
Okay.
No, I was
well,
talking
actually,
about-
no. Actually, if you play it right, you can draw up to 7. But I digress. Back to this. But yeah, this is my favorite spell in the whole deck, which is why it's the only draw spell that's at 4. And the other ones are at 3.
You're weird.
Next up, we got 4 copies of Linkdragon Order Gathering. So this is the search spell. This card, for 1 gauge, I can rather search my deck for a Linkdragon Order monster with a Guido in its card name, or I can use the second effect, which is basically I can pick up 2 D-share cards with different card names for my drop into my hand. So I can grab anything. I can even grab an item with D-share. Like, it's really, really good. So that's another reason for starting Dragon Strike in the deck, because it can help set up for this card. And basically setting up for this card and getting the stuff in the drop is really, really nice. So helps get me out of pinches. Next up, we got 3 copies of Bond Shield. Bond Shield is a nullifier from the trial deck. What it does is, if I have a Linkdragon Order monster, nullify the attack, and I can put up to 1 size 1 or less monster from my drop to my hand. So pretty solid.
You say Armory is close shield?
Yep. Next up, we have probably my favorite of the 2 nullifiers, 4 Undying Linkdragon Order. 4 Undying Linkdragon Order. So what this nullifier does is I nullify the attack, and I gain a life for each D-share card on my board. So if I have a full field, 3 monsters in an item, I gain 4 life when I null. So deity green shield what? So yeah. Next up, we got, going into the items, we have 4 copies of Orders Axe Wild Axe. This is the only item I play in this deck. What this card does is, I can attack you if I have a Linkdragon Order monster in the center. The abilities of my Linkdragon Order cards cannot be nullified by my opponent's card effects. And its D ability is, during my turn, I get plus 3k power, so it gives everything 3k power to be able to have some power to beat over some walls or beat over some pesky side monsters that have some good defense and just become a problem for me or anything like that. So we got 4 copies of it. And then the last card of the deck is going to be the Impact, Thunder Dragon Tornado. So basically what this card does is I can only cast it if my opponent has 4 or less life, and I have a monster with D-share on the board. Pay 2 gauge, deal 4 damage to my opponent. But wait, there's more. There's a special condition with this card. If I have a monster with Spiral D-share on my board, I do not have to pay the cast cost for this card, making it free. So basically, I can, if I have King Guido, cast, burn my opponent for 4, and I didn't pay a single gauge. So I can have no gauge and just play if I have King Guido. So yeah, really like this card. This card is pretty solid. So yeah, that is the Linkdragon Order deck for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy.
Stick around for more ace profiles that we got later going on the channel, so stick around for more.